a medical condition where we are talking of abnormal electrical activity of the brain. So you realize that the brain has its own electrical impulses that helps in body communication. So when there is abnormal firing of these electrical impulses, then it will come with effects such as abnormal body movement. This is what we call seizure. And an example of a seizure is epilepsy. But again, what causes seizure? What causes seizure is, as I said, epilepsy. Yeah. There are other factors such as fever or high fever. Someone who has been injured, for example, head injury. Okay. Yes. Someone who has had poisoning, or someone who has had drug overdose, or someone who probably, like for example, they were enjoying their one or two things. Alcohol can also lead to seizure. So here we are talking of this abnormal firing of the electrical impulses. But now when it comes to epilepsy, it's a combination of many forms of seizure. Now which can lead to jerking, okay, or abnormal body movement in which the body is not able to control its own activity. And at that point, the person will fall down. So basically when a person falls down, okay, then it means you need to take precautions, or you need to take care of this casualty to take them through the activity. I must say that there are many forms of seizure,
Does the mind tell you?
Thank you very much. So that's another form of seizure,
okay, so
absence seizure.
Okay.
So I'm talking to you, but
you're right. For how long?
It's for a few seconds. Wow. So you might think that I'm ignoring you, but
from a moment I also thought.
Yes. So basically, we are looking at many forms of seizure. So there's there are some body parts that can twitch. Okay, they can move, or sometimes you can just stare.
And you're completely.
You can't even remember what is happening to you at that point.
Does the mind prepare you for this?
No. Remember, as I said earlier on, abnormal firing of the electrical impulses. You see, when I say electrical impulses, let me make it easy for you to understand. When I move my hand, how did my hand move? It is the signal from the brain to the muscles and the bone so that I'm able to raise my hand. That is how the body works. But then when my hand just moves uncontrollably, then it means the signals have broken. So that means there are too much signals that are firing and which are making my body not able to respond appropriately. So when it comes to staring, then it means you are not in control. And that is the function of the brain. Yes.
And mostly we do witness the people around us having the control kind of movements.
Yes.
For the limbs as well as the hands and all that. And you'd find unaambia shikilia mtu vizuri asijiume. Are we doing the right thing?
Okay.
Tell us.
So Mr. Lawi, please. Okay. So the next thing, a person will have seizure. Okay. They will fall down. Okay. Now, of importance is to recognize that someone has epilepsy or seizing.
Okay.
So this phase is also critical because the body is uncontrollable.
Okay.
Now, the first thing that you must do is always to protect the head and the airway.
Okay.
So at this point, I would want to come close to the casualty. Okay. So ensure that the casualty was not eating.
So you need both pillows for that?
Yes, I'll need both pillows. So one, I'll put it on this side.
Okay.
And then this other one, I will place it on the other side. You can use anything. It could be a sweater, it could be a blanket, a sheet. Just place something beneath the head.
So something soft also?
Something soft.
Okay.
Or your own sweater.
All right.
Now, point to note is when they are jacking, fitting, you are not supposed to restrain them.
Okay.
Yes, don't restrain them. Why? Because if you restrain them, what is going to happen is you are going to accelerate the jacking and fitting.
Right.
So actually it will not stop.
So let them be.
It will continue. Let them be. Please take note. Watch if they were eating. If they were eating, at this point is very dangerous because they could choke. So if they were eating at this point, you would want to quickly turn them onto the side, okay? Turn them onto the side and ensure that the object is able to come out.
Okay.
Very, very important. So it is important to allow them to continue jerking, fitting until it stops. Do not put anything on the casualty's mouth. We are fond of putting a spoon or a stick.
Ndio asijiume ulimi.
Asijiume ulimi.
Is there any problem akijiuma ulimi?
Tujiulize, what is the problem ukimwekea kijiko ama kijiti?
Atayuma.
Ukimwekea atayuma. Ama another danger, hiyo object inaweza ingia ndani. Ndio? So that is what we are trying to prevent. It is more dangerous to put something inside the mouth. Akijiuma ulimi ni sawa. It will take its healing process.
Okay.
And see what we are concerned here is because the body is stiffening, okay, anaweza jiuma which is still okay, but our concern here is hata kijiuma hiyo damu isikuwe mingi ambayo inaweza rudi ndani. So at this point, let us try as much as possible to keep monitoring the airway at this point, but do not put anything on the casualty's mouth. Do not